I want to take a second to talk about President Donald Trump and how voters are feeling about him and how really they do not like him at all. I mean, if we just, this is this Nate Silver's Silver Bulletin here. He's at 55% disapproval and 41% approval. The margin of error does not even overlap. We know with a 95% confidence interval that more voters disapprove of Donald Trump than they do approve of him. And if we look at net approval here, it is just down after down after down. Voters, frankly, hate the president right now. And it's common for the American public to not be happy with the current president. I mean, other presidents have been unpopular before. But if we compare Donald Trump to other presidents, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and George W. Bush, he is way underwater, all of them. And it's insane because we've never had a president so unpopular. And even if you compare it to Donald Trump's first term, you can see he is still more unpopular in his second term than he is in his first term. That is kind of insane. I do want to clarify it's over here, not over here. But look at that. He is in November of the first year in office, George Bush was at 87% approval rating. Now, that was after 9/11. He was very popular for his response for that. But Obama was at 53%. Donald Trump's first term was at 37%. And Donald Trump now is at 36%. The lowest he has ever been, according to Gallup. I mean, just looking at the individual polls, I mean, YouGov, which was widely the most accurate pollster in the 2025 governor elections, other than State Navigate that really focused in on Virginia, has him at minus 19, with his approval rating slipping below 40%. And the issues driving this are not looking good for the president. Inflation. This was the issue that Donald Trump was elected on. That is why voters did not like the Democratic status quo, largely because the inflationary effect from the pandemic. He is now 64% disapproval to 31.5% approval. Trade, tariff wars. Voters do not like that either. The economy in general. Voters do not like it. And every time it seems like it can go up even a tiny bit, it continues to fall down. Immigration, his strongest issue by far. He is now underwater, and it's still 51.8% disapproval. He is underwater. Underwater by how much? On immigration, it's 7. Trade, 17. The economy, 20. 33 points underwater on inflation. That is most likely what is driving the generic ballot average and what is driving voters to hate not only Donald Trump, but his Republican Party as well. This is the article published by Gallup. We can see that he's never been this unpopular before. Gallup has been tracking presidential approval since Harry Truman in the 1940s. But this dip in approval rating isn't just fueled by independents leaving him, with only 1/4 of them approving. It is also from Republicans leaving him. Right here, this means that 16% of Republican voters, people who say on the survey, yes, I am a Republican, disapprove of Donald Trump. Trump cannot even hold his base together. We are seeing individuals in Congress. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she resigned because of feuds with Donald Trump. He cannot keep any of his allies, and even his base voters are beginning to abandon him. And again, we can look at the issues. Crime is his most liked issue at 43%. He does not have a single issue that is above water. Healthcare, Ukraine, the budget, the Middle East. It is thing after thing after thing after thing that voters do not like. Not only are the midterms going to be fueled by hatred for the incumbent president, but hatred towards the incumbent Congress, which now sits at a 14% approval rating. And the party breakdown, nobody likes Congress. Even Republicans, only 23% approve of Congress. And it has completely collapsed from their relatively stable view as well. Nobody likes Congress. And when nobody likes Congress, and they look at Congress and see the Republicans have the presidency, the Republicans have the Senate, the Republicans have the House, who do you think they are going to get mad at? They are going to get mad at Republicans. According to Gallup, Donald Trump is 24 points underwater. Do you want to know what a 24-point shift on the House of Representatives map would be? We can come in here by the national popular vote margin and shift it 24 points away from Republicans. This is the map you get, with 312 Democratic seats. Now, this isn't going to happen, but the fact that this map exists is very bad news for Republicans. If you wanted to map his approval rating by state, assuming that everyone who voted for him would have approved of him as president, then we can go in here and do just that, national popular vote margin, shift by 24. It's insane. 14 points underwater in Ohio, underwater in Montana, underwater in Utah, Mississippi, Louisiana. That is just so terrible news. In Nebraska, it is absurd just how much voters do not like Donald Trump. And it is going to continue to influence the generic ballot polling average and how voters see both parties. Because if voters think of Republicans and then immediately think of Donald Trump at a 36% approval rating, that is not good news for Republicans. And if you want to know exactly what the United States House would look like with all these circumstances, I made a video about that. It's right up there. So thank you for watching. If you want more updates, please consider subscribing. Have a nice day.